Well, hello, guys. Yes, this is your girl Ejewa, and welcome once again to the Woke Africa show. As we wait for our members to come in, I just want to give a little sharp, advice to members of our community and subscribers. So the sharp message today is that we have to focus. I always keep saying this because I don't want to stop talking about the fact that we have to find a unification point. Uniting does not necessarily mean bromance or something like that. It means that we have to come on the same page when it comes to issues that are affecting us as the black community all around the globe, because it's never about one person. And I want to put this across that, you see, here is the thing. We all talk about it every day and say that when Africans travel out, they are not respected. And Africans are not respected when they travel out. Why is that? Why is it that we face so many challenges when we travel out? And why is that? And the reason being that when as an individual you succeed and you make it, when you go out there, you are not respected because your collective, that is the people that you've left behind, okay, where you are coming from, okay, the people that you are associated with, they are poor, they are undeveloped, they are struggling for food, they are ridiculed, and by the rest of the world. So when you come in and with all the narrative that is going on, when you come in and then you have, as an individual, as a black person, a black successful person, no matter how successful you are judged by the standards of your people. You are judged by the level of achievement for your people as a collective. So if Africans, or wealthy Africans, or successful Africans, or achieved Africans, education wise, career wise, go out and they are not respected, or they are not accorded the needed welcome wherever they have to be, just know the reason. That is because we have struggled individually. As a collective, we have never come to the situation where we are able to kind of shine together because of the individualistic attitude that we form. Okay, some we have to come to a place where we understand that our collective success translates to our individual success. And as Africans, we have to like be conversant with this notion, and we have to take it seriously. Because if you want to be respected out there, if you want your words to be taken seriously, if you want these oppressors to take, you know, Africa seriously, or black people seriously, and treat us as equals, we must think about the collective development of our people and where we come from. We must think about it. It is very, very, very important that we think about that and sort of work on collective programs that will lift the entirety of Africans from the bondage of poverty and underdevelopment. So we must never stop talking about this. And I see how tired people get of hearing we must unite, Africans must become one and build the continent, and all of that. Greetings, family. Welcome to the Woke Africa show. Uh, Sometimes I know you guys are there, but sometimes I don't even see anyone online. So thank you so much. If you just send me a comment, then I know that you're here and you're watching. Welcome, calling on me, yeah, Sister Abina. Welcome, and thank you so much for being so loyal and being here and supporting my channel. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Family, I would also like to inform you that we now have a Patreon account. Um, it's going to take a very long time for me to get monetized on YouTube. So if you wanted to support me, you can go to patreon.com/, The Woke Africa Show, and become a Patreon and support me with what you can every month. It will go a long way. It will help me to get better equipment to bring you better videos, and also give me access to better materials and more interesting people to invite on my interview sessions. So thank you so much in advance for even considering to support my work, and I really do appreciate it. And I know you will, because you do value the time and effort I put into this. Thank you so much, fam. So today we have really crucial topics to discuss, because you know what? We have to take this thing seriously. It's like when I've been traveling a lot, and you get to the airport and you see sometimes when an African is standing in a queue for first class, as soon as they see, thank you so much, Colin on Mayats. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. Oh, Cheryl, thank you so much. Thank you. I see you guys, and I really do appreciate everything that you're doing. It's not easy for a startup like me, but I really, really appreciate you being here, because I know there are bigger channels on live right now that you could have gone to, but you've come to hear me, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. So, yeah, so you see that as soon as Africans go into the first class line, they quickly announce again that economy class should go to the right, and they keep announcing, and the black people keep being in the first class lane, and then they keep announcing, as though sometimes I just wonder why you've announced it. Why do you keep announcing it? And the black people are still in the first class lane, and it's like they're hoping that every black person just go into economy, because it is, the notion is perceived that black people are poor. And so I see that the individual progress is not measured, is not respected. And in case where individual progress is displayed, there is a swamp of those who are trying to take advantage, because where you come from is weak, your foundation is weak. So we need to look at progress and development from the point that it has to be collective. So the if Africa becomes powerful, and Africans from all walks of life come back home, and we start to trade amongst ourselves, and outsiders really has to struggle hard to get our attention for trade and for business, they will start to respect us. If we stop getting hung up on Western produce, if we stop getting hung up on Eastern produce, and we decide to, enjoy and then eat or consume our locally manufactured products, we are going to really get respect from these communities. Okay, please hold on, guys. Yeah, Kylie, I'm on live, okay? I'm on live, okay? I'm on live show. So please.
The guy on the line.
Yes, please.
Guys on the line.
No, so please don't disturb me, okay? Thank you so much. I'm sorry, guys. My daughter, she's on another level. So yeah, so if we can see how important it is that our individual success is so hugely linked with our collective success, then I'm sure the selfish people that have had the opportunity to lead and are kind of like holding the rest of the continent back can think twice about their actions, and see the importance of we moving forward as Africans, as the collective. So it's important that We keep talking about this because people get tired and they say, yes, we hear you talk about let's unite here, let's unite. Talking won't do anything. Well, the importance of talking is that one day we may find the right words that actually, enters the ears of our people to understand the picture. To understand the picture, okay? So the Caucasians from the West, they have this, people have this idea that they are the, how do I call it? So, what? They are the supreme human beings or whatever they call themselves because of how much they have taught us to receive, accept that they are the orators or the originators of everything civil or everything civilization or everything good. Just because once we allow them to erase our history, take our language, divide us, and dismantle our culture and religion, they have been able to control a narrative that was ours to control, but we couldn't hold on to it for one reason or another. So now that they're controlling our language, our culture, everything, they now have the upper hand over the perception that they are the superior, uh, you know, people or humans. And over time, we have come to follow and accept that definition or that narrative. And they didn't stop there from projecting themselves as something that really, if you think about it, is not the case. But they didn't stop there. They went ahead to tell us that we are inferior, and we accepted it and we lived our lives according to it. So you see why that perception created for them gives them privilege. It gives them privilege in all aspects. It gives them privilege. Kylie, I've been to say why. It gives them privilege in all aspects. Whilst the negative narrative about around us gives us racism and prejudice and all kinds of things you don't want to talk about. Okay, so in that case, even like just a normal, you know, level, citizen of a developed country or, economically powerful country is much, much, much respected than a billionaire or a successful person or highly educated medical doctor or or judge or something from Africa. And if you want to be recognized, then you have to dance according to their tune to get their approval and their recognition. And dancing according to their tune for approval and recognition is what has kept Africa sinking deep, 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 and deeper into the abyss of poverty and underdevelopment. So our collective rise is as important as every individual success on the continent, in the diaspora, wherever you may find yourself. So the notion of who is the most African or who is the notion, the division, and then the separation, we don't have to look at it because we know it exists. But we don't care. We don't care. We don't give a hoot as about it. We don't care. We don't care about any of that. Right now, what I care, Ejewa, an African, born, bred, educated, raised, everything African, 100%. What I care about is our collective rise, our collective development, our collective protection, which will come. Yes, darling. Yeah. I'm sorry. Fabra mention. I'm sorry. My daughter wants my attention. but I need to get my message across. Kylie, I'll be with you. Okay, so we that collective kind of success is so important to us. We don't even realize how important it is. That is why, for me, Kylie, 2 minutes, okay? That is why, me as a person, I do not entertain anyone who wants to talk to me about any kind of differences amongst us, because we can look at our differences all day and nothing good will come out of it. We can look at who is more this and who is more that. What is important is that we need to have a collective. So Dr. Arikana has established this authority, I think ADDI, that I don't know the full word, but the notion is that if all Africans in the diaspora donated $1, which I think you can do more than $1, $1 a month towards the fund, we could create enough budget to create the Wakanda project that will employ Africans from the diaspora. We can do a register, we can build a register that will tell us how many doctors we have in the diaspora, how many engineers we have in the diaspora. Hello. Thank you for the comments. Ladies, thank you for the comments. Keep the comments coming. I want us to have a conversation. Very soon, I'll put up the link so that you can call in. It doesn't matter how many people are here. What matters is the message that we carry across. So please be encouraged. Please be empowered, because we will have our conversation. I see how women are supporting my channel, and I feel so humbled. I am so humbled by how women are supporting my channel. You guys, you are amazing. I love you so much. And thank you, all of you. I really do appreciate this. I do. Okay, so in conclusion of it, I want to hear what your thoughts are too on that, because we have to break the cycle of mental bondage. And I'm telling you, the mental bondage doesn't just have to do with the diaspora. It also has to do with the people on the continent. The people on the continent. There's serious issues on the continent. You see me as a Ghanaian girl who born and bred here, lived here, schooled here, educated here, and everything. And I'm here trying to connect with my sisters from the diaspora. That is not the situation with every Ghanaian woman you meet. That is not the situation with every African person you meet. The work needs to be done, and we have to keep talking. And I know for a fact that I'm trying my best to get the information out there. So I also want to see a commitment from the sides of our brothers and sisters that, no matter the obstacles, even if you're coming from the States or from the UK or from Australia or from Germany or from India or from wherever Black people are, the Caribbean, wherever Black people are, if wherever you find yourself, you have to identify that no matter what the situation is, our unity cannot be compromised. And you cannot, you see, when we come together, we come to realize the value that we each bring. The value that we each bring. So do not be selfish in your approach. Do not be selfish in your approach when it comes to coming to the motherland. If you are coming to the motherland, this is a second opportunity for all of us to build something different. It's an opportunity for all of us to change the narrative. So come to the motherland with a positive outlook. Come to the motherland with a focus, with something in your mind to come and do. Because coming to the motherland, me as an African, it is a new beginning for me to receive my brothers and sisters from the diaspora. It is a new opportunity for me to collaborate and work with my brothers and sisters from the diaspora. And I believe it should feel the same for all of us, so that when we meet is love, and when we do business is with transparency and it is with trust. We need to learn to start trusting each other. Yes, hold on. Yes, yes. Okay, okay, Kylie, this is not a kids program, okay? It's not a kids program. If your face comes in it, the YouTube will penalize me. So can you not come in the program, okay? Okay. Yeah, please dish Kylie's food for her, okay? Thank you. Being a mom and doing this from home it's not easy now that we are on lockdown, I'm telling you. So I hope you understand, sisters. Forgive me. So if you're here, let me hear what you think. Let me hear what your thoughts are, because it's important. So yes, so that is something that I really needed to get out, off my chest, because it doesn't matter your fleet of cars in Africa. It doesn't matter how much you have in your bank account. It doesn't matter how much gold you have stuck away. When you're standing at the, duty free at airport, your gold is not like stuck on you. So it is your skin color that shows. And every negativity that is attached to your skin color is pasted on your forehead for anyone who is looking. And so, yes, you will go through the treatment. You will go through the treatment. I bet if we go to those Africans who were sacked from their homes from China, evicted and were on the streets, I bet if you ask any of them, some will have built homes here in Africa from all the work that they've done overseas. Some would own houses. Some would own you know trucks, fleets. Some will own so many businesses. Others will own properties, but they are evicted and sleeping on the streets. Why? Because of the skin, the color of their skin. Colin Omiet says, my daughter is going through the same thing. Yes. So unless you haven't experienced, you haven't traveled outside your comfort zone to kind of experience what happens to us when we go out there, unless you haven't. But our collective development is what will bring respect to Africa. When they came to explore Africa before starting the slave trade, they came, they saw how strong our religion was, they saw how strong our cultural values were, and how important they were to us. They saw how well behaved our young people were. They saw just how wealthy we were. Look, they are saying that we had the gold but didn't know what to do with it. That is the bullshittest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. There was gold in every single household. Why were they keeping gold in every single household? Why was every grandmother leaving gold for their children's children? Why was so much gold hidden in places, in households where they were aware that was wealth and used that wealth to their benefit? Why was there so much concentration on wealth accumulation if our ancestors were dumb and stupid and living on trees and didn't know what they should do? That is bull. That is bull, guys. Huh. It breaks my heart anytime I see a black person talking about Africans in the most negative light. A black person can sit down and write a long sentence about how useless or how hopeless Africa is. And I sat there and I said, I asked myself, like, what are you expecting? What are you expecting? You live in a white man's land. And this white man is testing all kinds of things on your community. And I don't mean to preach prejudice or hate against anybody, but I'm just talking about facts. wasting all kinds of things on our kids. The fact that they allow you rent a house, the fact that they allow you own a car, doesn't mean they see you as a co-owner of the country, of their land. They don't. Hey Cheryl, welcome to the show. Thank you so much, guys, for your loyalty. Calling on me at Cheryl. Okay, so I have two Cheryls here, and both Cheryls, welcome. Thank you all so much for joining us. Okay, so if you look at the history in Europe and in Americas, anything Black people have had, have achieved or attained, they've had to fight. They've had to fight for it. Freedoms, natural given freedoms and rights. They had to fight with their lives. They had to fight with their blood and sweat. Africa. I spend this time and I sit here and I do what I do because, our people must rise. It is time. It's time already. I mean, it's not coincidental that, Beyonce did this song with Shatawale in Ghana and said, time already, you know it. It's time already. It's time already. It's time already. Sorry, okay. Sorry. Come. Yes. Sorry, okay. Go and have your dinner, okay? And sleep. I'll be with you soon, okay? All right. And when I heard the song, I knew the message. I knew what the message was. If we are strong and we are united and let me tell you something, okay? I'm about to end on that side because we have an interesting topic, that's lucrative farming business opportunities here in Ghana that you can take advantage of. And I have some juicy information for you as well. But I just want to wrap all this up and say that when all is said and done, whatever you think about Africa, whatever you think our weaknesses, whatever you think our division is, remember that Africans, Black people are the most welcoming people. They are the most gullible people. Being gullible is not always negative. It's not always negative. We make it sound like it's the most negative thing. If I am welcoming and I welcome someone into my home and the person decided to hide a gun in their pants to come and kill me, they are two different actions. So now that we've opened our doors and we realize what they intend to do with us, it's high time we wake up, stand up, and realize the times and guard ourselves, protect ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. And protecting ourselves means that improving our sciences, improving our knowledge of things. When I say knowledge of things, I'm talking about science, biomedical science. I'm talking about biomedical science. I'm talking about agricultural technologies. I'm talking about things we can do down here that they don't even know about. The new Africa, look, forget about the governance systems. Don't come here expecting government to do anything for you. Because if they wanted to do anything, no, let me rephrase this whole thing. If African presidents and leaders were allowed, the word is, were allowed to do anything for us, they would have done a long time ago. And those who decide to do something for us, what happens to them, guys? You know the history. So it is we the people. We don't need their loans. We don't need anything. We can come in groups and start. We can come in groups and contribute. We can come in groups and start businesses. We can form groups, communities, and start businesses. It doesn't have to be each one for himself, God for us all. No, we tried that approach, it didn't work. We tried the on my own thing, I'll do it on my own thing. It doesn't work, because no matter how successful you get, your child can get shot by police in the street just for, just like that. That approach hasn't worked for us, Africa. The approach hasn't worked for us. Okay? If we think that approach has ever worked, let someone come and challenge me. Has it ever worked? Look, let me ask you, when the wealthy people in our communities, okay, here in Africa, in the USA, wherever it is, when you take your children to the Yales and the elitist community schools, does that prevent them from facing racism? Does that prevent them from facing does that prevent them, does those credentials shield them? It doesn't. So if we want the new Africa, and if I call the new Africa, I keep repeating on this channel that if I say new Africa, I mean Africans from all walks of life. We, the people, have to collapse the borders. See, their aggression towards us, it has been a blessing in disguise to a point. We speak the same language, English. So we have a common point of communication, and that is where we have to start from. Like-minded people must come together and push the agenda forward. The agenda is unite, build our systems, build our intelligence, build our infrastructure, lead ourselves, govern ourselves, produce for ourselves, do business, trade with ourselves. And we don't have to do that through the current instituted puppetry that we are experiencing for governments. It has to be us, the people, coming together with the focus to build, to break the chains of slavery. It's not going to be everybody. So if you meet an African somewhere and their thinking is off, don't take it personal. Don't let that stop you from focusing on the goal. Because when we lead, they will follow. It is not everybody in the community that is a leader. That is why we have leaders. And if you feel like you have leadership capabilities, you can take the lead. You can take the lead, and people will buy into your vision, and then they will support your vision. Forget about the in the divided situation. Okay, for the love of money, my people will perish. You will perish for the love of money, for the love of paper. But together we can, together we can access wealth. It breaks my heart when I see Africans from all walks of life asking me, some comments on my videos and say, what do I need to come and do in a continent where the leaders are selling out its people? How protected will I be to come to such a continent? I'd rather stay here and fight for my daily survival. Does that even make sense? Well, you didn't look at the fact that it is a continent filled with 1.5 billion people who are struggling for themselves on a daily basis. And the few 100,000 leaders are pocketing wealth that is supposed to go to 1.5 billion people. So those 1.5 billion people are, they have their own way. They don't depend on the government. They have their own way. So these are a people, when they rise up, they can be more powerful, and they can be fierce. Because if I don't depend on you for nothing, then you have nothing over me. If I don't depend on you for my health care, you cannot threaten me to kill me when I get sick, because I know how to heal myself. This is a continent that has 60 to 70% of its population as young, energetic people. Young, energetic people. Equitable labor, free labor, ready labor. The wealth of Africa is not just its resources. The greatest wealth of Africa is its people. The greatest wealth of Africa is its people. African people are very civilized. I'm telling you, civilized, mannered, and cultured in every sense. And when I hear people talk about our African community that is scattered all over the world, attributing them to, crime and gangs and all of that, and violence, I'm asking you, you dragged somebody by the hair from his or her mother's breast, dragged that person on the open sea, sent that person to daily bondage as a slave, beat him, starve him, rape him. And let me ask you, what kind of characteristics are you expecting this person to build? Shame on you, racist, white supremacists in your own little heads who think you know anything about the struggles of Black people. So you can judge my Black brother, you can judge my Black sister, but I accept them. I receive them and I accept them. That is who we are as Black people. We shall overcome, fam. We shall overcome. It's not going to be one day. It's not going to be 2 days. But we shall overcome indeed. And our rising, let me tell you, kings shall come to our rising. Kings shall come to our rising. Like, I see it. So my smiling is just how powerful I see Africa become. They don't even know yet. All over Africa, there are young people. I told you, in my last recording, I actually started an organization with the purpose of bringing young minds who are inventing things day in, day out, who don't have any help. And look, fam, please do support my Patreon, because when this channel grows and we have enough people to support and contribute, I am a STEM person. And though I'm not from a science background, I have a dream. So you can share that dream with me, that one day the young people of Africa who are welding fascinating innovations and putting it together, we will pick all of them together and we will support them. But when we support them, it will come from a good place. It will come from a place without strings attached. It will come from a place for the mere purpose of empowering and strengthening our people and strengthening our resolve and our people. The time is now. If only we can look past our differences, that, why did our great ancestors sell me? And because they sold me, I don't have way to do anything to do with an African of today who is saying we are sorry, come back home. We have to look past. Let me take a few of the comments and then we will move on to our main topic of the day, because my short admonition seems to have taken a lot more of our time. So, Sister Abina calling on Mayat said, Sister, most of people in America truly believe they are from America. I know. I get that vibe too. They are stuck in the matrix and don't know how to get out. It's sad. You see, that is why I have a dream. I have a dream that one day, I will visit the country, and together with all of you here, even if you relocate to Ghana, we are going to have to come together and go and find our people and speak to them in symposiums like Dr. Arikana is doing. Dr. Arikana alone is not enough. We have to come out. We have to come out and speak to our people and show them the way back home. It's understandable. Just have been calling on me out. It is understandable that for all these several hundreds of years, of course, they believe they're Americans. And I bet they don't understand why they're treated differently every time. I bet they don't. If there's a young kid of about 2 years old, he has no clue and he plays with everybody and he's happy and he has no idea what's about to hit him. Why should it hit him anyways? When he has a home, a land full of people who look like him, a land that we have neglected for so long that the unscrupulous people of the land is selling it out to the highest bidder. Forget about those leaders. Oh, my heart bleeds for Africa. Like, forget about those leaders. Forget about those crooked presidents. Forget about those crooked governments. A time is coming, they will realize what time it is. If we stand together and if we decide to take our continent back, they will understand what time it is. So you either change your ways and start thinking the progress of Africa and its people, or you just get out. That time is coming. So keep being strong, family. Keep being strong, and let's keep pushing that agenda. And I'm always, in every live that I'm going to do, I'm always going to talk about this topic. Please share. Please hit the like button. Your likes goes a long way because the AI is now controlling YouTube. And that is how the algorithms will bring viewers my way. If you believe that this message is worth hearing, please hit the like button and leave your comments as well. Please, I need you sisters to be part of this conversation if you would have me. So I will post a link here. Hello, Sonia Crawford Brinkley. Welcome. Let me see if I can show. So calling on Mayat, we will do our best to bring our brothers and sisters from the matrix. They are in there, deep in the belly of the beast, and all kinds of things are being done to us in there. Our food is being targeted, our medicine is being targeted, I mean, how can you tell me that maybe I shouldn't go in there. So Sonia says, hey sister, thank you for your passion and our awareness to wake up our people. We have to unite in prayer until we can unite physically. We are and will forever be one Africa. We will come home ASAP. This is so powerful and this is so encouraging to me. I you know, when I'm on here, it's not easy to sit here and talk for so long, but like when I get comments like this and I get this kind of feeling from my sisters and my brothers in the diaspora, it kind of like gives me hope that it has begun. It gives me hope that it has begun. It has begun. And you know what I'm talking about? The awakening. It gives me hope that the awakening has begun. The awakening of our people has begun. Thank you so much, Sonia Crawford Brinkley. I really do appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed, guys, please do subscribe. And if you can, please share this live on your social media and invite your friends and family to join in this conversation. Thank you so much. And I would still read a few comments, and then we'll move on. Okay, so Calling on Mayat says they are detached from their roots. I'm telling you, sis. And I'm telling you, I understand, because that being detached from your roots alone in itself is another string to get away from. It's a whole new thing. It's a whole situation to deal with. She continues to say, these are the people that will hold us back. Enough people will unite and we will complete our mission. Yes, sis. You see, the sis, I would like to address this very comment, because let them try. Let them try to hold us back. In the end, they will find themselves standing alone. You see, if you watch the movies, they have showed us over and over and over again. And I love the way they always tell us what they want to do or how they're going to do it. You see the snitch. What always happened to the snitch? What always happened to that person? Let me open a secret. Let me open a secret to you guys today. It's not a secret, it's actually an open secret. So the king, listen to the story. The king was about to kill all the Jews. The king of Egypt was about to kill all the Jews in Egypt. And Mordecai had a niece called Esther. And Esther had lived with Mordecai all her life and had her nurturing and everything, from Mordecai. So Mordecai managed to get his beautiful niece to seduce the king, because the king's wife, was not pleasing the king enough. So once Esther managed to get into the heart of the king and married him, there was a general in the army of the king who wanted to kill and finish the Jews. So Mordecai, as one of the leaders of the Jewish tribes, well, the so-called Jewish tribes, I'm talking about Bible Jewish. So he went to Esther and said, Esther, the king, the general, the king's general is planning to kill and finish every single one of us. And we need you to go to the king and intervene for us. And at that time, there were rules. Even if you were the wife of the king and he had not summoned you, you dare not step in the palace of the king. You dare not step in his presence. Else, all he had to do was raise his hands and you will be killed. So Esther, fearing for her life, told her uncle, Uncle, I cannot do this. If I dare step in the palace of the king and I have not been invited, I will be killed. But Mordecai said something to Esther. He said, You have been put in a position to help us, but you are not doing it for the fear of being killed, right? Remember that the salvation will come to the house of Israel, but you will not be part of it. The salvation will come, but you will not be counted amongst it. If you leave us on our own to die, whilst you have the power to plead on our behalf, then we will find a way to get out of this situation, but you will not be a part of it. So Esther had to think long and hard and make a decision. But what Esther did at that material moment was to choose her entire generation as opposed to saving her own life. So she made that uncertain journey, that dangerous journey, to the king's palace and to the king's presence. But it is written that the king had so much compassion on Esther because he loved her. And when he saw Esther, her people lived. Her people lived because of that one single action. So the import of this story is to tell you that those who decide to not be part of our rising, they have the choice, but they will continue to stay in that position with the oppressors. It's a choice. But Africa will rise anyway. And when I say Africa, I mean Black people from all walks of life. If we have to go into the Caribbean to speak their language to let them understand that Africa is uniting, come back home, that's what we are going to do. Bless all of you. May the ancestors bless and guide all of you. May the spirit of Mayat inspire all of you, to strengthen you towards the awakening, to strengthen you towards returning to the continent, and to give you the needed will as a people to take our land back. It's that's all we can do, take our land back. Thank you so much for the most empowering comments that are coming. So Colin Emiat said the matrix is in their mind. They have to go in and reconnect with their higher self. Yes. But they need to hear the message. We need to preach the message. We need to tell them. We need to tell them that this is what is happening. They need to hear about the Exodus. They need to hear about the movement. And I don't think we've even done 1% of it. There is still so much work to do. There's still so much work to do. So please, let's subscribe to channels like mine. Let's share the message. Let's spread the message across. Let me take a few more comments. Colin Emiat says, come on, speak to me. Yes. Thank you, sister. Sonia said, my. How history repeats itself. Nothing new under the sun. Make no mistake, when the Most High has protection around us, no weapon formed against us shall ever prosper. Woo! That is a dynamite, Sonia. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm still posting the link. If you want to add a contribution, please kindly call in. So thank you for all of that contribution. Now, let me ask you guys, who is ready to find out about some agricultural situation on the motherland? Let me see your comments. Should we go straight onto our topic, our main topic of the day? Guys, what do you think? Yes, 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 yes. So I've had a yes, and that is all I needed. Thank you so much. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. All right. So, guys, farming in Ghana has taken a dramatic turn. Okay, it has turned for a better direction in recent years. Before, farming was nothing to write home about because it was subsistent farming. A farmer with one cutlass goes to the farm and cut, weed, and come back home. But in recent years, farming has taken a huge turn, creating jobs, creating opportunities for entrepreneurs or people who have money and want to go into the sector. Um, if you dare to become a farmer, to go into the farming business, then Ghana is ready for you, because it's not just about the idea to go into farming, but it's also about the people themselves, you know, readying their minds to consume made in Ghana goods that are of top quality. So farming has certainly become fun and interesting, in Ghana. I don't know about other countries. I have to research and break that information to you as well. But currently, that is what I can say. Um, so every year, I can tell you that millionaires are being made, guys. Millionaires are being made, across the continent, especially in Ghana. As agriculture sector is rising, people are having the opportunity to like do well in that sector. There is so much prospects in the sector. There is opportunity for wealth creation in that sector. Is mind blowing, guys. Is mind blowing. Do not let anyone deceive you. There are good reasons why farming in Ghana is doing so well. There are good reasons. And I want us to discuss some of these good reasons, guys. I don't intend to go into the negatives because, like, we rise above, guys. We rise above. We rise above. So, like, I've done my little research, and it is not without quality, research, time, to come to you and bring you the best in everything that I can try to do. So let's look at the positives, the goods. Hello, guys. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, right. Ladies are hot. Ladies are hot. There is strength in power and knowledge. Yes, there is. Thank you, Sonia. Uh, Mayat says, I grow my own food. My hands can grow anything. Woo! Hallelujah. That is what Tyler Perry will say. I love a woman who gardens, a woman who farms. My mother is a chief farmer. She's only sick and unable to move around that much. So, but she still have like half an acre garden in front of her home. Okay, I love to farm too. We are the people of the soil. We love to grow things. We love to contribute to nature. Not take from nature. We love to take and put something back. That is who we are. Today, we have become people living in high-rise buildings with cemented floors, no direct contact with soil. Let us come and live in our Africa, my Africa, your Africa. We will make it over there. Your Africa, my Africa. We can make it. Yes, 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 we can. All right. So let's go back to our topic. So, um, I was saying that there are good reasons why farming is doing very well in Ghana. Okay, so understanding these reasons will kind of like help you and I, no matter where you're located, okay, to think seriously about going into farming in Ghana. So if you're thinking about bringing money to invest, you need to think seriously about that sector too. It's important. So number one, what I'm going to be looking at is population advantage, guys. We have a population advantage. See, Ghana is a small country, but it is like a gateway. It is a central point. It is a country that people have learned to trust. It is a country that is stable politically. It is a country that its people are naturally peaceful. And so, no matter how they try to destabilize this country, it doesn't work. Ghana is a place that you can start from and build upon. So, the population advantage is huge compared to the landmass of the country. So, you're looking about approximately 29 million people. 80%, or let's say 70% of those people being young, strong, energetic young people, youth. That is advantage. If you don't see the advantage in that, then you should probably rethink what your priorities are when you're considering business opportunities in a on a continent like Africa. Okay, so you should understand that more than 80% of this population actually goes to the market to buy food. Yes, that is shocking. But that is how westernized people have become. Okay, everybody used to have a backyard farm in Africa, but that is not the story anymore. So over modernization of our culture and everything, 80%, more than I'm saying more, way more than 80% of Ghanaians go to the markets to buy their food. And secondly, Ghana has a large expanse of fertile farmlands laying fallow across the nation. Look, if you're traveling to the northern region, you can drive and drive and drive and drive miles and miles and miles and miles of just following land, rich following land with nothing on it. So land to cultivate, that has never been a problem in the country. So please think about that. Okay, so if you want to go into cattle farming, you can have like massive land for your grazing and whatever you needed to do. So let's look at the third point, and let's talk about the government a little bit, because you know they somehow find themselves in there. But let's talk about it. I'm sorry I talk this way about African government. It's just that I don't want to focus on all the things that discourages me from our African government. I want to focus on the strength of our youth and what we can bring to the table. That is my concern. So you can see that so talking about the Ghanaian government, I think the Ghanaian government deserves some kudos for the measures that the current government deserves some pat on the back for the agricultural measures that they've put in place, like planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, that is also helping to process these, planting and farming projects. So, we have the Econfi juice, we have the biscuit manufacturing plants, there's a lot of manufacturing plants that they're building up, rice milling plants and all that. So the Ghanaian government is seriously turning its attention to promoting farming in Ghana to help boost food production in the country and minimize food importation. So the Ghanaian government, and this is evident, okay, I would not be talking about this if this was not the situation on the ground. Actually, it is the situation on the ground. And I have a business. Hey, I have a business. It has suffered a bit of a blowback due to land dispute issues. So my factory got demolished, but there is still I still have my equipment, and I have the business ideas, agro processing plant. That was what I had. And so if anybody wants to partner up, I'm ready, guys. Yeah. So it's actually I used to sell locally grown rice, fresh, nice smelling, delicious Ghanaian rice that can be used for all kinds of appetizing cuisines. So it is this point is really true that Ghana has a large expanse. The government is seriously turning its attention onto promoting farming in Ghana to help boost food production in the country and minimize food importation, and that is such a plus. Another point is that government is willing to assist any would-be farming entrepreneur or investor with the necessary support and logistics. So the Ministry of Agriculture has rolled out this program to support investors and entrepreneurs with the necessary support and logistics. There's also tax holidays for farmers, subsidization of other, farming, organic inputs, chemicals, and other things. Um, so there is all those incentives. But when we come to Africa to do farming, I believe we can focus more on clean farming. Okay, so let's look at some of the lucrative farming businesses that you can get into when you are in the country or in Ghana. But let me take a second and look at the comments and get back to you. All right. So sisters, call in if you can. I'm enjoying the show myself. I'm also learning a lot from the show, so please call in if you want to. The link is there in the yeah. So yes, I'm ready. There is strength in power and knowledge. Yes, I grow my own food. Yes, I've read that. um but I will have someone to farm for me, the better. It creates employment. It does. Thank you so much, sister, for the comments. I'm enjoying the fact that we're having this conversation, and the comments keeps dropping in. So going back to our very delicious discussion this evening and afternoon for some of my brothers and sisters, let's look at maize farming. Okay, maize farming, guys. I'm excited about maize farming because you would never no, you would never know the profit in maize farming in Ghana until you try it. It's like, whoo! See, if you want to know and understand the profit in maize farming in Ghana, just Google Ghanaian food, okay? And look at the ingredients in preparation of most Ghanaian food. It is corn, people. So maize farming is one of the places that you don't want to think twice. You just need to know you have the right fertile land, and you have to have your way to, monetize your farm, and, have your market for it, have your silos ready to store your produce, and have your export and your local market connections, affiliations, and then you start. So one thing we like about maize is that everything happens fast. Like it takes less than 4 months between planting and harvesting. So it's the duration for maize is just so good for your pocket, for your business, because the returns it's a, let's say it's a recurring profit. Like it keeps, the frequency of your profit, it will just be stable, and as long as you keep your farm under good conditions. Okay, another area too is pig farming or pork cultivation or pork farming or pig farming or all of that. So, pig farming is one of the businesses that are lucrative in Ghana. Ghanaians enjoy pork. Ghanaians like pork, okay? Ghanaians like pork with yam, with kenke, which kenke is also made out of how do you call it, maize. So if you have a maize farm and you have a pork farm, a pig, guys, I said pork farm. So if you have a pig, farming business, it just goes hand in hand. You're like, you're winning. And this business is so profitable that it can fetch you millions, okay, within a year. That's how, if you learn to package the pork well and sell it at affordable prices so that everybody can afford. People like it. It's used for so much. You can even export it. So pig farming is becoming more lucrative and expanding rapidly here in Ghana and around the world. So that is it. There is such a high demand in Ghana, you'll be amazed. Okay, guys, so look at that. Now, another one is snail farming. Snails, Ghanaians really enjoy snails. Snails is a lucrative agricultural business across the African continent, guys. It is one of the most ignored animal rearing business in the country. And Ghana and in Ghana and also in other African countries, it's completely ignored. It's not given the same attention as farming of other animals that are consumed by people. But people like it, so the price has become so ridiculously expensive down here because people usually eat wild snails. Okay, because snail farming is neglected, but it is very profitable. Very profitable. Okay. So the question will be that why are Africans really not like invested in this area? I don't know. I don't know, but I think we must get more serious. Okay. Another area is poultry farming, guys. Poultry farming. Poultry farming is one of the cheapest and most profitable and lucrative farming business in Ghana, my people. Poultry is massive. People eat chicken every day, everywhere. And do you know how much imported chicken people are eating? How much dead chickens that are dead for years? Okay, imported into the country for people to eat. So there is ready existing market for poultry. So I don't want to talk too much. There are so many streams of income involved in poultry farming, guys. Income through egg production, income through the feces for manure, and income through the business of the farming itself. Okay, guys. So, it is definitely a place to look at. Everybody loves chicken, don't they? Okay, let me look at a few of our comments and then move on. So Sonia says, how can we invest in farming projects? I love gardening, but I have no experience in agricultural farming. Well, you have to identify what it is you want to do. And I think that if you have no experiences, usually it's better to invest, come together with a group and then kind of like put your money together, put your resources together. And I pray that we grow big enough, because I think that if nobody would do it, I don't mind doing it. I don't mind setting up an investment board and let people contribute their widow's mite and then start these farming projects and then give people their profits as they can. If nobody will do it, I'll do it. If nobody will do it, you can do it. We can come together. It's always better to come in a group when you're starting, because in that way the risk reduces. But if you are experienced and you know what you're doing, then by all means, please get up and go and invest in it. Just come in, get your right of abode, and just start business like any Ghanaian. Okay? So Sonia, the when you come in, you go to the Ministry of Agriculture. They will help you find the seeds. I even know where they sell seeds. Like, it's all over. Then you need to do soil investigation to find out what will do well in the kind of soil that you've acquired. When you find out the kind of plants that can grow well in the soil, you always need to test the soil. If you don't, you might get disappointed, because there are different kinds of soil makeup and what they can, grow, and what your project can be successful with your kind of soil. So if it's a marshy area, you have to know the kind of crops that will do well. If it is a nice, solid, beautiful, rich soil, then you can what products you can grow in. If it's a clayey area, you know what you can grow. So you have to test your land, and then there are agricultural experts all over. So if you have the money but you don't have the idea, you want to go solo, there are so many aspects, that are available to guide you. Because if you go to the planting for food and jobs secretariat, there are people who have never done farming but are entering farming just because the opportunities are there. Yes, so you can even Google planting for food and jobs secretariat Ghana, or planting for food and jobs Ghana, and you will find the government institutions that are responsible for them, and then you can just read about it. And when you come down here, working there, as soon as you can acquire your land, they are willing to assist you and give you so much, technical advice. If you don't know what to do, just come down here. I'm here for you, baby. Okay, I'm going to assist you and get the right people to talk to you. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so let's move on. So in Ghana, another key area to go into too is catfish farming. It's called adjene. Okay, so if you dream to try yourself in agriculture business and the dream to succeed in this field, then you should consider another option like catfish farming. Okay, so there are many kinds of fish, that you can cultivate in Ghana. However, many people like, that the catfish, because we call it adjene, and the catfish, they kind of, they use it for dry fish soup. Okay, usually it's taken like dry fish soup. And if you go to every single African home, okay, let's say Ghanaian home, they consume catfish. I love catfish. There are different types of them, and I like it. So the African catfish is delicious. I'm telling you, it's nothing like those catfish you've tried there. It's very, very delicious. That breed is very delicious. So when you use it for soups and all of that, it kind of gives you a very delicious taste that normal fish wouldn't give you. Okay, so people kind of like really enjoy it down here. But not everybody knows that this catfish can be grown. So I think it's good we are having this conversation for people who might be interested in a latter date. So this is a very strong and firm area that you can handle. And once the fish starts breeding and breeding and breeding, your profits begins to multiply and the market is available. Another area is also herrings. Okay, herrings is also another area of fish that is really consumed in Ghana. Okay, small, the medium-sized herrings, not the tiny ones, the medium-sized. People use it for shito. You've heard of the Ghana shito. It's used for the Ghana shito, and if you go to the market, it's in demand. Okay, and some of the market wouldn't go all the way to Burkina Faso or Cote d'Ivoire, or to buy excess, because the production in Ghana is very poor. It's still subsistent farmers doing this. No one is cultivating it. So That is an area you can get into. You can also get into plantain farming. Okay, plantain is one of the staple foods in Ghana, and it's a staple crop, cash crop in Ghana. And plantain is also a well viable source of income for small scale farmers who want to grow in their garden. So if you have a garden and you don't have like a big land, you want to start small, you can actually grow plantains to start with. And when it's all ripe, people will come to your small farm and buy it. So it grows. One advantage of plantain is that it grows in a cluster. Okay, plantain grows in a cluster. So if you got maybe three uh little plantain things, I don't know how they call them, and you want to plant, by the time they grow and you get the plantain produce, and then you plant, you sell them, you would notice that they're like, I think, are they called suckers? I think so. The baby suckers, that's the small ones, would have sprouted out, and you have to take pluck them from the parents and replant them in your garden. So if you started with 3 plantain trees, by maybe 6 months time or a year's time, you'd have like maybe 12 plantain trees or 15 plantain trees. So that is the nature of plantain farming. It's just so lucrative and it just keeps giving. Okay, so plantain is a very good crop to consider. Um rice farming as well. Rice farming recently has become a boom in Ghana. I mean, as I'm sitting here, I prefer local rice any day. Except it's hard to get local rice because farmers are not producing enough to serve the local market. So, rice is the world's second most popular crop after maize. Rice farming in Ghana provides a lot promise for a future businessman. The position acquired by rice is, attended by large demand on the Ghana market. So there's a large demand. I'm telling you, Ghanaians want to eat Ghana rice. Grow the best quality grain and package it well. Take out all the stones and make it look good, and Ghanaians will patronize you. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not even joking about this. Like, Ghanaians are big on Ghana rice because there's that notion that Ghana rice is delicious, and so farmers are also feeling in that notion. So when you go into rice farming, that is assured guaranteed cash for you. Okay, so you just need to have a good marketing strategy to make your rice available so people can get it. Because as I'm talking to you, I believe there are farmers with rice in their warehouse. They don't know what to do with it. They don't have proper distributing channels. So you need to think about proper distribution channels if you want to go into rice farming. Okay, guys? Yeah. So another one is cassava or tapioca. Okay, some people call it tapioca, some call it cassava. Cassava production in Ghana is extremely simple. It doesn't take too much time. It is a plant uh, uh, that can be placed in trays filled with soil. And this is where you stick the cotton stem, you plant it, you stick one side to the soil and cover it, and bam, you are done. Okay, so it's used for so many things. The pulp, the bulb can be used for anything, for starch, for fufu. The delicious Ghanaian fufu, that is what a cassava is used for. It's used for gari. It's used to make all kinds of things, fabric and all kinds of things. So cassava is also a good plant. Okay, then you can get into the vegetable farming. Is one of the ventures that can actually surprise anyone who cares to go into it. Okay, it's very, very lucrative as well. Then you go to yam. Okay, today I'll just treat, I think 10 will be enough. I think I've done more than 10, I guess. So yam is also a very, yeah, yeah. So yam is also a very lucrative area to look at. and there is like so much emphasis on yam, because as I'm sitting here, if you give me a plate of yam, I'm going to enjoy it. Okay, so yam is another staple food that is in high demand in Ghana. You can start a large scale yam farming. I'm telling you, don't be afraid when you're planting yam. Go large scale. Go large scale. So you can start a large scale yam farming business, or you can purchase the yam at a cheaper price. Get involved. You can purchase it and sell, but I always think that it's good if you kind of like go into the farming itself. That is where the real business is, because a tuber of yam is between 5 cedis and 10 cedis, and when you plant your yam, the initial capital is not that expensive, but the yield is really good. And people enjoy yam in this country. It's used for all kinds of things. Okay. So get involved in any of these farming businesses that I have, outlined in my session in Ghana today, and you will never, ever, ever regret putting your money in this sector. You would never regret it. Okay. And then you can also buy affordable land, but make sure that it is litigation free. That is important, to make sure that the land is litigation free. So you can look at Eburi, Akosombo, Esuchare, Kwamaso, and all those areas in Ghana, farming with green land, quality land. You can get land in those areas to start your farming. Okay. So if you need farming advice and anything, just email me, and I will tell you if I have the consulting capacity to help you out. If I can't, I would refer you to somebody who probably can give you the very, very best of advice. um okay, calling on Mayat says that I just made some puff puff with cassava flour. Yes, there's so much you can do. And all of these, there is the opportunity, because look, imagine that 80% of our population buy food from the market, and 60% of all food in Ghana is imported. We can bridge this gap. We can reduce this number to zero if we all come in and we don't expect people to give us jobs, but we use the little funding that we are bringing to go into something worthwhile. And you see, sometimes okay, let me give you a little bit of advice. um if you're the type who have this I know it all kind of attitude, you need to drop it when you're coming down here. I can promise you it's not going to help you, because you know what, in the West, most situations are solved by as much as you can afford to pay experts to come to your land and help you. But it is not the same culture down here. People offer a lot of advice for free. So if you're doing your project and somebody says, oh, you can do this, you can do that, don't think you're going to start schooling the person, because that person might have been doing what you've come to do, but in a small way for a very long time. So they may have the wisdom and knowledge to give you. But when you return back to your house, you can take a pen and paper and write out every advice you were given. Then you take the good out of it and you throw away the ones that you think cannot help you. That is one advice that I want to give. And it will really help the family if we keep doing it. So Sonia said, plantains and yams sounds easy. Even for me. Thank you all for your helpful hints and advice. Yes, Sonia, please subscribe. Subscribe, and let's see how how we can all help to build our nation and build our people to attain wealth, to gain wealth. Okay, farming lands are acres and acres and acres. So if you go to the right chiefs, they can lease you farming land that that you will pay close to nothing for years and years and years, and you can do so much on the land. You can come here and get your mining license and go into mining. That is also another option. There's so much out there that you can do, guys. So I would like to say a very thank you. I'm not leaving yet. I'm putting the link. Please call in. Call in, guys. At least let me hear you. Let me hear something from you. Sister Abina, Mayat, Cheryl, Sonia, somebody call. Let me see the call come in. Motivation. Come on, guys. I'm waiting. I'm not leaving, guys. Call in, call in, call in. Say something, guys. The link is there. The link is in. It's there. Yes, Sister Abina, calling on Mayat. Hey, you guys on here, please call in. Somebody has to close this meeting. Somebody has to close this meeting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on you guys. Hey, don't leave. Hey guys, I just need someone to contribute, okay? Cheryl, Ruth, who is going to call in and make this interesting and say goodbye to everybody for me and help me end it. Sonia, is it gonna have to be you? Oh, come on, show a sister some love, guys. Calling on Mayat. Oh, guys, so are you going to let me go without being able to talk to any of you? Okay, guys, I've pushed it to the Cheryl, it doesn't matter. Look at my hair. My hair is just, I just pushed it all back and put something in it. I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay, all right, sisters. Thank you so much. And I really wanted to have the opportunity to talk to any of you and, end this on a high note, but all the same, thank you so much for spending time with me. I really do appreciate everything. And please try and get involved in my next. All right, Cheryl, thank you so much. Oh, okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. So then let's make a date tomorrow evening, guys. What do you think? Tomorrow, my time, like 5 p.m. GMT or 1700 hours. Let's meet and you guys like contribute. Okay. Let's meet and contribute and let's see. We're going to talk about farming and food and the full business aspect of it. So we are also going to see what some of the challenges could be and how we can surmount it, and how we can get the word out to our people that these opportunities actually exist, and you don't need as much money to start a farming business in Africa as you would need to have in the US or the UK or wherever. So yes, so let's make a date tomorrow, 1700 hours. And then no, sis, do not apologize. Do not apologize. I completely understand. So, but I hope tomorrow we would have like 3 people on the screen giving their contributions and, putting it in so, we get the information out there. Please remember to support my channel on Patreon. Become a patron, donate something to my channel. And I promise that as we grow, I'm going to use every penny that you've given me for a worthy cause. Please support the channel. I thank you so much in advance for supporting me on Patreon. And I will come again, come your way again. Hey, so I posted these videos on the investigation being done into COVID. If you have time, please take a look at it. Tomorrow morning, I am yet to post another explosive video talking about why it is important for us to unite. Please share when I post it tomorrow morning, because we need to get our community awake, because our individual prosperity depends largely on our collective prosperity and growth. And I know we all know that and we understand that. And because we understand that, tomorrow when I post my faithful ones, my committed sisters, my connected, spiritually woke sisters, let's keep pushing, because it is the African woman that will bring the change. The African woman is so powerful, and she is the one that will bring the change. So let us keep sounding the alarm. Let us keep talking about our, the situation. Let us keep pushing, because it is just by pushing each other that we can reach that level of attainment. It is just by holding each other's hand that we will overcome our collective problems together. Because sometimes just one thing just needs to fit in. One thing just needs to fit into the equation. And as soon as that one thing fits into the equation, everything else will follow. It's like a chain reaction. It will follow. We don't need to worry about if our steps, are going to work, if what we are planning to do is going to succeed. We don't need to think about that. It's like a chain reaction. Once we put the right, pegs in the right hole, everything will follow suit. Thank you so much and have a fantastic day. Love you. Mwah.